for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
You know the saying, stay hungry, stay humble.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
I'm humble in defeat, and I'm going to remain humble in victory. This is it, right?
ThaBoxingvoice Productions.
I just wanted to put on a great boxing masterclass
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
and also show the sweet science of this lovely sport. Man, the first time was so nice, I had to do it twice.
I'm prepared to the best of my capability, and I pray that I get the win. Look at it, like, I love Mike Tyson, how he came into the game on some different kind of vibe. You know what I mean? It takes a crazy man to want to fight with me day in, day out. It's a hardcore sport, as you said, no silk shoes.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the boxing boys.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, joined alongside Michael Gross, the boss in Indiana, and we will be having our featured guest, Gary Russell Jr., Mr. Gary Russell Jr., WBC champion at 126 pounds, going to be taking Tug Nyambayar February 6th, I believe. And we're going to have a bunch of questions, especially all your Patreon questions. I'm going to head on out to Indiana to Oh, he just walked away, rolled away. Yeah, man, so we're going to be talking with Gary Russell in a couple of minutes. We're going to be asking him your questions on Patreon in a couple of minutes. So tell a friend to tell a friend. And, yeah, man, we're going to get this thing going. I'm glad they just hit me. I didn't know I had to call him. I thought he was calling straight into the show. But, yeah, man, let's see. I seen some videos of Josh Ryrington saying that he's not afraid of Gary Russell. You know, I seen some videos, Gary Russell, you know, still calling out Leo Santa Cruz. Just wondering where he's at, man, where he's at. It's been 5 years since his I Am a Fighter series on YouTube, on Showtime, and, you know, I just wonder where he's at, man. What's going to happen? He only has that one fight a year. Does he want to unify? You know, what's his promotional and managerial stance? Like, I know he said he's a free agent, so what's that mean? Does he talk to Eddie himself? Does he receive a contract and have Al overlook it? Is Al still his advisor? So many things that we would like to get the answers to. We'll see what answers we do get, but looks like we have Gross the Boss back.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. I can't say it enough. I speak it, believe it.
Windows camp, 2 attempts, handed bands over. Sicko hit, shot and miss, 2 to stand over. Turn up. Breadwinner, huh? Look who in the building. Let me check my Instagram. I might be at 1 million. And I'm in.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yo, what up, and shout out to everybody out there in the TBV universe. Back with another one, and yeah, Mr. Gary Russell, special featured guest on the show tonight, man. Where do we start? The Leo Santa Cruz drama, the Tank Davis drama, the Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? He took some jabs at Floyd, too, recently, man. A lot of things to talk about with Mr. Gary Russell Jr., and I'm looking forward to picking his brain. What's going on, Ness?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Just awaiting the champ. Awaiting the champ.
Yeah, here's the champ, man. WBC, most prestigious belt in all the land. You know what I'm saying? We know how it go.
I seen an interview, bro. So
I just
you know,
watched like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, man. Good thing that we did, because I don't know. It seems like if we go to Lomachenko questions, he might just hang up.
Really?
Last interview I saw, you know, he refused to answer questions. He said, I'm not answering nothing until we got a fight or a contract. And it was an interview from like 3 months ago with Fight Hub.
The one that I watched with Fred wasn't, you know what I'm saying? These are a quote from him. Gotta get that white boy. Gotta get the white boy. That's what he said.
Yeah, but you know the funny thing about that is like he's been saying that since the loss, like that, and that's why I want to know what's the managerial position, like who's making these offers for you, like who can go and actively seek that fight out with Vasil? Because right now you would think that Vasil wouldn't mind that fight, needing named fighters.
I mean, yeah, they know. I mean, it could be a good rematch, and if you talk enough, it's been shown that Vasil might, you know what I'm saying, pick you up. We see how Guillermo talked himself into a fight, and Gary Russell goes that route. Then I mean, I think Vasil would. I mean, who knows, man? Who knows, bro? I think Vasil would, but at the end of the day, it will be up to Vasil or Gary Russell trying to get it in like some kind of sanctioning body or something like that to where he can become like a mandatory and make that fight happen.
For sure, man. Shout out to Gary Russell. Posted our graphic of him on his social media. So that's what's up.
Terrence Crawford just went live.
Again, Chris Colbert was going live at 7 too.
Yeah, man. Glad to see these boxers, you know what I'm saying, taking the new year and
running with
doing their thing. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
What? What was I gonna say about Gary Russell? So he reposted the graphic.
Yeah. Well, it was a video, but yep.
It's big, man. Don't forget, man. If you want to ask Gary a question, and I mean, to be honest with you, man, we got a lot of little Patreon, so it might be filled up. But if you want to try to sneak in at the very end and get your question from Mr. Gary Russell Jr., head over to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. If you're not already a Patreon member, you can sign up for as little as $3 to ask a question, right? Yes, or is it $5? Because I know sometimes depending on the guest, you know what I'm saying. If Eddie come on, it might be 10 a question. You never know, you know what I'm saying? The tears in this shit, you feel me? But anyway, Gary Russell, you know what I'm saying? You can, for as little as $3, you know what I'm saying, get your question in to Gary Russell. And I think we'll probably go to the question early, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of our question will probably lap into y'all questions. So I want to give y'all the credit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you do your thing, and I'll just shoot off the Patreon questions. We got about 3 more minutes before we get him. I'm supposed to call him, so.
Yeah, you might well go ahead and call him now.
Yeah.
For it to be a slow week in boxing, you know what I'm saying? We ain't really had no boxing this past weekend. Got a lot of little nuggets that came out, you know what I'm saying? Earl and Crawford went back at it today. Apparently there was a phone call, you know what I'm saying? So who knows how that went? We got Mr. Gary Russell on tonight. Then this weekend we got a good light heavyweight matchup with Jesse Hart and Joe Smith Jr. And then we got the Queen back, the GWOAT, you know what I'm saying? Self-proclaimed GWOAT, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard to argue with it too. February, you know what I'm saying? January, what's the date? 10th. Atlantic City, Clarissa Shields has been with the return of the young phenom. Man, I love this kid too, man. I don't think I should be calling him a kid. He a grown ass man, but Jerron Ennis, he a bad boy, man. He's on the undercard. He's a co-feature. It's gonna be a good fight. And don't forget, our flagship is every Thursday at 7:00. So we'll break down all these weekend fights and other news and notes that happen throughout the week. And yeah, man, tune in, smash that thumbs up button, and enjoy the boxing, man. Because we all love boxing at the end of the day. I look at boxing as sometimes being a sanctuary. Sometimes the fans can be a little bit too much, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes as fans and as supporters of boxing, we can go over the top. But in all, man, boxing is a beautiful, beautiful sport, man. Very, very positive. And a lot of rags to riches and a lot of triumph stories, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. And we need to start making these big fights, and that's why we got Gary Russell on. We got to figure out what big fight is there out there for Gary. Does he got to go up to 130? Can we get a Josh Warrington or Shakur Stevenson in the ring with him? Or does he have to go to 130 and try to face guys like Tevin Farmer and Gervonta Davis if he comes back down? Miguel Burchell, you know what I'm saying? How is is this working business partnership or promoter or advisor, whatever you want to call it, with Al Heyman. We seen you with Eddie Hearn talking and whispering and all these kind of things. So we want to know like what's really, really going on. Um, at the end of the day, man, I think that's about to bring him on. So we're about to have Mr. Gary Russell Jr. Never mind.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live with the WBC 126-pound champion, Gary Russell, out of that Washington, D.C. area. Mr. Gary Russell, how are you? First and foremost, thank you for coming on the program, The Boxing Voice. We do appreciate you taking out your time, breaking away from camp, giving the public just a little bit of your time to talk some boxing and then talk about this upcoming fight that you have with Nyambayar. But how are you, and Happy New Year?
Man, I'm great. You know, we starting off bringing out the new year with a bang. Like I said, I wanted a unification match. You know, we wanted Leo Santa Cruz. We wanted the Gervonta Tank Davis. You know, one of these guys, you know, whether the politics or even the fighters itself to make the fight happen for whatever reason. And I still got to do what I got to do to put food on the table for me, myself, and my baby. You know, we deal with the mandatory challenges.
How's it going, Mr. Gary Russell?
My
name is Michael Gross.
Okay, what's going on, man?
Man, I can't call it. Talk about what you know about your opponent, King Tug. You know what I'm saying? I seen him fight, I believe, against Claudio Marrero. If I'm not
the
mistaken.
Dominican.
Yeah, that was a good scrap, and he was able
to.
Yeah,
Dominican dude.
Yeah, he was able to come through. Like, what did you see anything in that fight to get you prepared for this upcoming fight? I know you can't really tell us, you know what I'm saying, what you saw, but did you see anything?
I mean, to be honest with you, to be completely honest with you, I honestly didn't watch the fight when he fought the Puerto Rican guy. I was actually in attendance that night, but I didn't really watch the fight, if that makes sense to you know. But I did once I knew that they made him the mandatory challenger, and that was the guy that we was going to have to compete against. Of course, we did a little research, did a little bit of homework on him, you know, and seeing what we needed to see. I think he's a pretty good fighter. I think he's a very, very suitable opponent. You know, I take my hat off to anybody that's willing to step in the ring to try to, you know, win the title from me. You know, I mean, it's crazy. I'm the longest reigning champion, period, of the date. It's a reason why none of the other champions wanted to come and compete against me to try to fight this, come and get this title. You know, so I take my hat off to the young JoJo Diaz who attempted to do so, you know, as well as the guy Tug. I think Tug is more technically sound than a lot of the other guys that's been competing in the sport thus far. I think he'll give Leo Santa Cruz a run for his money, and anybody else that's in the, you know, top echelon in our particular division. I think he's more technically sound. He was 2012 silver medalist in the Olympic Games, you know, which is good. This ain't the amateurs no more. This that pro business. That big boy shit here. It's a whole nother monster. So, you know, I never really worry about my opponents at all. I never really focus on my opponents. I prepare myself to the best of my ability. There's nothing that I feel as though I've never seen before. I'm never in unfamiliar territory, regardless of who I'm competing against. We ready.
Mr. Russell, I just want to ask, since you brought up Joseph Diaz's name, can you give us a slight prediction on what do you think is going to happen versus Tevin Farmer, since Joseph is moving up to face Farmer, and Farmer's a guy that has invited yourself up to 130 to face him?
To be honest with you, Tevin might want to be careful what he asks for, because, I mean, I don't have nothing negative to say about Tevin. I think Tevin is a good boxer. I think he's a good boxer. He's slick, he's crafty, but I think you need more than that in this sport. You know, Tevin don't got no fuck you in his punches. He don't got nothing to make anybody respect him. You know, his way of trying to gain respect is to outpoint a person and to try to outspeed them, or, you know, mentally discombobulate a person, you know, but he doesn't have the real power. I mean, let's really look at it. 7 farmers been knocked out before, and he has 4 losses to his career. You know, I mean, that's fact. So, I mean, that's stuff you got to take into consideration. If he want to jump himself out there, he got to get past JoJo first. But I wouldn't mind breaking my foot off in him. He don't got enough in his arsenal to keep me off of him. He can't use his hand speed and try to be slick. He can get away with people that's slower than him, you know, and don't understand the game, and that lacks the physical technicalities to be able to do the things that he does. That wouldn't work with me.
And I just wanted you to give us your thoughts
I think
on the fight, on him versus
Go ahead.
Joseph Diaz.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight. I don't know. I think it's a coin toss. I think JoJo is definitely will be the stronger of the two in the fight. I think JoJo will press the action. I do believe that he will bring the experience with him that he took from me when he competed against me. I think that's something he's going to bring with him when he competes. I definitely believe that he's going to be stronger than Tevin. I'm curious how he's going to be able to deal with Tevin's boxing ability. If he's going to step to him early, I'm very interested. It's a coin toss. If I had to pick, to be honest with you, I prefer to go with the more intellectual person than the more stronger person. I think Tevin has more in his arsenal than JoJo Diaz, technically wise, but I think JoJo just too strong and too much of a dog for him overall.
All right, Mr. Russell, man. Nice, you know what I'm saying, to have you on, but we got to get to it. You've been asking for Leo Santa Cruz. You've been asking for Carl Frampton. And from the outside looking in, it makes one thing, like, what is your working relationship with Al Heyman?
I mean, well, we have a business relationship. I was under contract with Al Heyman for pretty much the entire duration of my career, up until about maybe 4 years ago or so. We still have a good business relationship, but I understand business is business when it comes to certain situations. He's promised me Leo Santa Cruz. Immediately after this fight. I never overlook anybody, you know, because this guy's a very, very suitable and worthy opponent, you know, and I know he knows what he's up against, and he's going to bring his best. So we never overlook anybody, but God willing, we get through him. I want Leo. And if they don't give me Leo next, if I don't get Leo after this dude, then y'all gonna see some dramatic changes in my end.
All right, so I'm assuming dramatic changes means you'll take that offer from Eddie Hearn because you're tired of Al Heyman not giving you what you want. From the outside looking in, because you've been asking for Leo and Gervonta for quite some time, and even Abner Mares. But since I brought up Gervonta, it seems like they got Leo lined up for Gervonta on pay-per-view. Both Gervonta, Ellerby are talking about it. Now Leo came out today talking about it. How sure are you get that Leo fight?
Man, first of all, let's look at it. I mean, it's a lot of talk. I mean, talk is good. All publicity is good publicity, whether it's bad or not. You know, you're getting exposure and etc. But let's really realistically look at the situation. Gervonta Tank Davis moved up to 130, from 126 to 130 to 135. He couldn't even make the weight at 135. And you mean to tell me he's going to move back down to 130 and fight Leo? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt he can make 130. He can't even make 135. The proof is in the pudding. He shows that he's not his level of professionalism inside and outside the ring. You know, for you not to be able to come to a fight, a world-class fight, not be able to make weight, you know, stuff like that. You know, it speaks volumes on you as an individual. You know, I personally don't think Gervonta. I think his own, what's the word I'm looking for? His own. I think he's gonna be his worst enemy in that fight. I don't think he'll be able to make the weight to even fight Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz isn't a big guy. He's not a 135 pounder. He's really not a 135 pounder. He's a 122 fighter, 122 pound fighter. You know, he's competed against good guys in the division, but I don't see him moving up to 135 to compete against Gervonta. And I damn sure don't see Gervonta having the ability to cut the weight to fight at 130 to meet him. I mean, shit, I was willing to meet Gervonta at whatever weight they wanted to meet at. We can meet at a catch weight. It didn't matter to me. I can meet him at 35. We can make the fight happen. They ain't want to make it happen.
So I just want to refresh your memory because, you know, boxers don't always watch other boxers. But Joanne Guzman was a dude that you was calling Little Mike Tyson. He was trained by Floyd Mayweather Sr. He was signed to Golden Boy, but he missed weight 3 times on big fights. This is Gervonta's second one. You don't think they'll still roll the dice one more time before they completely cut him off? Meaning, don't you think if he says, nah, I got it, Al, I can make it, this is a big fight, I could get up for this, they won't give him the chance at Leo?
I mean, it's possible. It's possible, but at the end of the day, we get paid based upon our ability to produce. When it's time for him to produce, he's been consistently showing that he's been unprofessional. He's been unprofessional at being able to make weight, maintain his weight, and et cetera, you know, and I think something like that, I think that's just a habit of his, that's a way of living, I think it's a lifestyle, and I think that right there will probably just catch up to him in the back end.
Speaking of getting paid, if you can't get the fight with Leo, you can't get the fight with Abner Mares, how likely is it that Mr. Gary Russell Jr. goes over and maybe entertains that offer from Eddie Hearn?
To be honest with you, I didn't entertain it the first time. You know, we honestly just had a genuine, regular conversation. It was nothing. I like having the ability to control my own destiny. I don't like people being able to try to tell me what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. You know, so if I don't get a Leo Santa Cruz fight or et cetera, I mean, let's really be frank. Eddie Hearns really don't have any fighters like that. He got a couple fighters, but he don't got no real stars like that. He's trying to get his stable up. All the stars is on this side of the fence. You know, so if at the end of the day he's a businessman, he's open to business. I mean, I'd do a 1-fight deal with him. Tevin said he want to fight me. If he get past if he get past JoJo Diaz. You know what I'm saying? I get past this dude. We don't get a contract within a certain time frame stating that Leo gonna take the fight. I wouldn't mind hollering at Eddie and seeing what he'd give me for Kevin. For sure, we'll do a 1-fight deal. We can figure something out. We can do some business to make some money for everybody, make it work for everybody.
Now you say Eddie doesn't have anybody at like 126. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, not just 126. To be honest with you, I don't even want to be at 126 no more. I only stayed at 126 as long because I want a unification match with Leo Santa Cruz. If I don't get it, I want to move up to 135.
Oh, I got to interrupt then. I got to interrupt then because if you want to go to a 35, Eddie got Ryan Garcia. That's pay-per-view worthy. Devin Haney, that's pay-per-view worthy. Like, I mean, the only other 35 is Gervonta and Teofimo Lopez.
Vasily, don't get about her.
Well, Lomachenko there. I mean, Lomachenko there. I want to fight Lomachenko. That's a fight that I want to make happen. You know, that's a fight that I never forgot about it, never will until it happens again. So before the conclusion of my career, I want to be at 135. I'm only at 26 because I wanted Leo. They taking too long. Now I got to deal with another mandatory. After this mandatory right here, if I don't get Leo, I'm going to immediately jump up to 135, or I see what Tevin talk about. I see what Eddie talk about with Tevin. And it's simple. Process of elimination. This process of elimination is going to pan out.
I love it. The plan sounds great. We're going to go to some questions from the people.
I got one more question before we get to the people questions.
Go ahead.
I was watching an interview with you, Gary. With a barbershop conversation. And you said the persona of Money Mayweather is a bitch. Can you elaborate a little bit, like what you meant by that?
Because I don't got no respect for him. There's a lot of people that got into the sport of boxing. You know, when now if you really remember the interview, I said I respect Pretty Boy Floyd. I like Pretty Boy Floyd. One of my favorite fights is when he fought Diego Carrasco. You know, but the thing with that is, I like Pretty Boy Floyd because Floyd fought all the people who at the time was somebody. You know, a lot of people that got into the sport of boxing, you know, boxing, they say boxing is a poor man's sport. A lot of people got into boxing just to try to make some quick money, et cetera, et cetera. Floyd Mayweather was one of those fighters that beat the odds, and he showed the world that it is possible to be able to beat the odds. If you just work hard and give it your best shot, you can do this too, you know. And he would go and he would flash his jewelry, he would show his nice cars, he would show his big old houses, and etc. But as soon as he turned to Money Mayweather with his own promotional company, you know, now he's Money Mayweather because he's a promoter now. And one of these fighters went and they fought, but after their fight, I think they went and bought like a Bugatti or like a Maserati, one of these high-end cars. And the reporter asked Floyd Mayweather about it. You know what Floyd Mayweather said? You know, his response was, he said, well, what do you think about this fighter going to go buy this car, you know, after this fight, yada, yada, yada. He said, I think these fighters are making too much money. I can't respect that. Because it's people that got in the sport of boxing because you showed them that it was a possibility of it happening. And people were really, you know, motivated by you, how you was moving and conducting yourself and showing everybody that, yeah, you know, you can earn resources and take care of your family and et cetera if you work hard. You know, and now that you're on the other end and you're a boss, you know, and now that you're on the other end, you're one of the promoters or a manager, now you're saying, well, I think these fighters are making too much money. I can't respect that. That don't make sense. You know, and I also, to even further that, you know, I mean, to elaborate on what I said, Floyd Mayweather, when he fought Conor McGregor, it was a big fight. The card itself grossed over $1 billion. The card itself grossed over $1 billion. Gervonta Tank Davis was the co-main event. Do you not know that it stated that Gervonta Tank Davis for that fight only made $600,000? If he would have gave $1 million, he would have been cool. You made $1 billion. That's very selfish. That's very selfish and it's very stingy, and that's a characteristic and a trait of an individual that I would like around. So, yeah, that's why I feel way I feel about Money Mayweather.
Now you're fighting early, you know what I'm saying, in February, and I'm pretty sure, like, you know, the stigma that people say about you, and you hear, so I ain't even got to repeat it. But how likely is it that we see you back in the ring this year in 2020?
Say that again.
After this fight in February, how likely is it that we see you back in the ring in 2020?
Man, God willing, we injury free. I'm being real aggressive in 2020. We injury free. I'm real aggressive in 2020. Very likely to see me back in the ring relatively soon. You know, after the fight. You know, I want to get at least about 4 months, 3 to 4 months down, and we ready to go again. You know, I've honestly been ready to go again. Yeah, I was just one of those type of individuals. I feel like the sport of boxing has gotten weak. The fight, people want to be entertained. They want to see fighters that can really fight each other. Let's make the shit happen. Let's get the fans what they want to see. But the fighters, the managers, the promoters, you know, they play games, and the fighters really don't want to fight the fighters that's supposed to be the best. You know, they picking and choosing. They call it cherry picking. They picking and choosing who they want to fight, and etc. If you're a fighter, let's fight. I feel like as a man, it's a certain type of inner integrity that you're supposed to have for yourself. I'm 100, I walk around maybe 135 pounds. You know, let another grown man come up to me. I don't give a damn if he's 250 pounds. If he say he wants to fight me, he has a problem. We have to fight. We gonna fight, and he better be on his shit because I'm coming full throttle. That's the attitude of a fighter, of a real fighter, of a warrior, of a gladiator. A lot of these guys that they consider champions or have the title of the champion, they lack that attribute. To fight them, and then they allow the managers and promoters and et cetera to kind of take away from it as well. You know, so I'm just one of the ones that I'm not backing down from nobody. I want to fight everybody. Whoever they say the best, if you in, near, or even around my weight class, I want to fight you. It doesn't matter. I'm going to prepare myself to the best of my ability, and I'm going to give it everything that I got to prove to everybody that I feel that I'm the best. And a lot of these guys not willing to, you know, take the chance.
Where does that spirit like of a fighter like come from? I know some people say you're born with it, you know what I'm saying? It just don't come overnight, but I'm of the belief it's a situation in life that had to happen that made you like that, you know what I'm saying? Like that just attack and just want it. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
To be honest, man, I think it comes sometimes with your DNA lineage, your pedigree, and et cetera. You know, a lot of guys got in the sport of boxing because they really wasn't aggressive. You know, people probably bullied them and picked on them, and they just didn't know how to protect themselves, or they needed to learn a sense of self-confidence, or et cetera. I got in the sport of boxing because as a baby, I was aggressive. My parents was like, hey, listen, we need to put him in karate, boxing, something that's full contact, because he's with all of it. You know, so it's a different type of psyche and mindset that goes into it. You know, my father says something to me all the time. He said, boxing, everyone uses the same punches. Jab, a hook, a uppercut, a body shot, etc. What makes the difference? Why is it that some are better than others when they use the same punches, same tools? The creativity, mindset, and etc. You know, that's that X factor. And that's that X factor.
All right. Well, Gary, we're going to go to these questions from the public. If there's anything that you've already answered, we're just shouting them out as they took the time to ask you a question. And the first one is from Mad Benton that says, how many fights in 2020? Hopefully more than one. You already answered that. Wanted to give him a shout out. Dominic in Seattle says, take the Leo Santa Cruz fight, and I like your whole family. I like that your whole family boxes. I watch them all and one love. You kind of answered that as well. So Calvin T says, since 2015, you literally fight once a year after February's fight. Will you look to unify against either Rarrington or Stevenson? Is inactivity ruining your career?
He said, is inactivity ruining my career? Or he's making that a statement? That was a statement.
Nah, definitely a question mark at the end.
Okay. Well, I've been trying to unify against any of the champions for as long as I had the title. You know, I'm the longest reigning WC champion current of the date. You know, why is it that, I mean, these guys are champions. Why is it that they don't want to unify? Why is it that none of these guys want to unify? I don't hear nobody knocking down my door. Y'all hear me call everybody out. You don't hear nobody saying my name. Y'all hear me calling everybody out. I want this person. I want that person. Josh Warrington really don't want to fight. He's a club fighter. He's a bar fighter. He's a bar fighter and don't got no power. He don't got no power. He don't got, I think he got, 4 knockouts or something like that?
But you need someone to make that fight. Who can make that fight for you? Because Stevenson is allegedly trying to make that fight. So who can send some sort of?
This is the thing. This is the thing. This is the thing. It's been put out there to Warrington. It's been put out there to all of the champions. It's been put out there to all of the champions. People fail to realize, first of all, it's an ego and pride thing that goes on when you're dealing with men. So a lot of men ain't going to just come out and say, man, to be honest with you, I just really don't want to fight that guy. I just really don't want to fight that guy. Or the managers and promoters won't be honest enough to be like, you know what, man, I believe I have a good fighter, but I don't think it's in our best interest to go ahead and fight this guy. He would bring too much of a challenge, too much of an opposition. I mean, we just going to just stay away from him. If guys was open and as real as that, then a lot of the fans will understand what's really going on behind the scenes. As far as me fighting once a year, I fight once a year based upon the fact that none of the other champions want to unify against me. And it's a waste of my time to just be fighting any Joe Blow. When I fight once a year, but I'm fighting all mandatory. The mandatory challenger is the next best guy to the champion. I'm not the number one. I'm the champion. I've been fighting all of the number one guys in my sanctioning body because they worked their way all the way up the rankings to compete for the title. So he's the next best guy than the champion. But none of the other champions want to fight. These other guys want to fight because they want to try to get a title. These guys that have a title, they're afraid to risk putting their title on the line when it comes to competing against me. So, that's the situation that it is. Now I'm about to just turn up on everybody. I'm about to move up in weight after this fight if they don't give me what I want. Then I'm moving up in weight. Hopefully those guys will, feel a little more secure that I'm a smaller guy moving up in weight, and they'll feel a little more confident, and then maybe these guys will start taking fights at that point.
But to be clear, you're going straight to 35. You don't want 30.
Nah, I don't want 30. I want to go straight to 35. The only way I stop at 30 is if I don't get a Leo or something like that, I'll stop at 30 just because Kevin said my name. Just because he said something about me, I'm gonna just go ahead and stop there and holler at him real quick. Then I'm going straight to 35.
Beautiful.
Because he got the IBF, right?
Yep.
He got the IBF. Cool. I fight him, burn his ass up, and I don't even want the title no more. I'm moving up 35. I just want to spike him just because he said something.
All right. We got Steven Chicago says, since they won't give you a tank fight, could we see you in a unification fight? But you answered that already. We got Killer Cows in California says, what up, champ? Since you are trying to get the Tank Davis fight now, and since you have been pushing for the Santa Cruz fight for years, as a true champion, why won't you attend the Davis-Santa Cruz fight and make yourself into the ring to challenge the winner like Mosley did Floyd when he fought Marquez? I think public humiliation is the biggest way to pressuring one of them to fight you, not through social media intimidation. And I'll just add, who was it? Islandri Laura, by showing up to the press conference, snatching the mic from Canelo at the podium, he got his fight.
I'm not that type of guy.
Understandable.
Just to be honest with the people, a lot of people know me as a fighter, but they don't know me as a person. Boxing is what I do. It's not who I am as an individual. That's not really my type of. I'm not that type of guy. I'm morally, I'm very correct. I would never change my character or do anything outside of my character to try to gain, any type of currency or wealth on my end. That's just demoralizing to me. That's just something that my integrity wouldn't allow me to do. So, I get it. Some of these guys would definitely be willing to do that. I'm just not one of those guys.
I got.
I'm really aggressive.
I gotta ask.
I'm really one of these. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I gotta ask, how different is snatching a mic from like a Tank and putting your arm around Leo Santa Cruz dad? Like, that's kind of the same energy.
Kind of, sort of, a little different. The difference is I really want to put my hands on the Leo Santa Cruz. I want to get in the ring and fight him. With his dad, I don't want to fight his dad. His dad never did nothing wrong to me. That was a subliminal message. That was a subliminal message that a lot of ignorant people took incorrectly. It was a subliminal message. Why is it that your father is this close that I can put my arm? I'm close enough to your father that I can put my arm around him, but I can't get within 10 feet of you. What's the problem? That was a subliminal message that a lot of people just took and ran with it, but I ain't really care about that. You know, that was me. That was me picking on Leo. Like, Leo, what's up? Like, I'm right here with your father. Why I can touch him, but I can't touch you? What's really going on? I've been trying to see you for the last 5 years.
But also,
they got you in hiding from me.
Also, Mr. Russell, like when Davis fought Gamboa, I mean, we seen you on your live, on your IG. Y'all better keep Slim away from me.
Nah. The quote is they know to keep Slim away from me.
Okay, all
Slim
right. So
Slim threw like 15 punches.
Yeah.
So how different is that
Threw like
getting in the ring?
Punches. Huh? You say how what?
How different is that from getting in the ring and just doing it in front of millions of people? Let the whole world know who's ducking you.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, to be honest with you, I hear what y'all saying, and I understand where you're coming from, because there's a lot of people, even on my end, that's been like, man, you should just get in the ring, man, and say that. And it's really not my cup of tea. I'd rather just sit back and be like, Shawty, what's up? I know you see me. I know he see me talking to him. Floyd, I know you see me. What's up? You called my phone because you called my phone because you felt some type of way. So I know you see me.
But
what's
hold
up?
on,
Y'all gonna make
one
this fight
last
happen?
thing, Mr. Russell. One last thing. It's a saying that's universal in every hood across America. Closed mouth don't get fed, homie. Straight up.
Y'all want me to be a monster.
Yes.
We need the monster.
We trying to bring the
we
monster
got
out.
that call in every day named N.O. that big you up. Because he want to see you fight somebody. He want to see you get a chance. We need the monster.
But look at Crawford, man. In a matter of like 60 days, he done turned into something else, and all attention's on him. Sometimes you do have to speak a little bit, but we're gonna get to the next one from Lidslow in Decatur, Georgia. He says, do you think Tank wants to fight but not Mayweather Promotions? Great question.
I think, to be honest with you, if Tank want to fight me, it's only to save face at this point. To be honest. I'm trying to hurry up and get inside the gym because my phone about to die and my charger in the gym. But to be honest with you, I think if Tank wants to fight, I honestly don't think Tank wants to fight. I honestly don't. I think if he do want to fight, I think it'd be to save face at this point. You know what I'm saying? He knows a lot of people like, man, what's up, man? Gary calling you out. Woody, woo, man. What's up? You gonna fight this nigga? Y'all gonna fight him or something? Do something. You know, but Tank, he's from Baltimore. You know, he's from Baltimore. He's not really from like our little area. But when we competed in the amateurs, even when we was younger, it was really nobody in our area that anyone could look up to at that particular time.
All right.
Hello?
Yep, no, we got you. All right.
Okay, cool. I'm now look. So look, it was really nobody in our area that Tank could really look up to, or nobody in our area could look up to at the time we was competing in the amateurs, other than me, because I was the one. All these guys that's competing, Deontay Wilder, Keith Thurman, whoever you want to name, you know, that came up my era, we all competed together, all the tournaments together. I was always the number one. A lot of these guys, Danny Garcia, all these guys, they flip-flop. Sometimes they were number one, number two, number three. You know, I was always that dog. I was always the one that won everything. You know, so Tank knows that I beat guys and knocked dudes out from his gym and et cetera before. You know, Tank knows that he's seen that he's been around me. You know, his coaches and them know me. They competed against me before. I fought against their guys before, and et cetera. You know, I think, honestly, their coaching team, you know, it's nothing personal against the coach because I actually like all of them. They cool. You know, everybody know everybody. I mean, it ain't nothing personal with Tank. He just came up at the wrong place at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? He's right around my weight. You know what I'm saying? It's a fight that could be made. So, shit, let's make it happen. Charlie, ain't nothing personal. But you right around here. I want to see you. And for real, you don't got nothing for me.
Where could you guys do that fight in the DMV area? What's a good enough arena? Because he just sold, 14,000, Mike?
Man, you can do that at the You can do that at the Redskins Stadium. You can go to the Redskins Stadium. Nice big arena.
Okay.
Nice big arena.
Like 50,000 or more?
Huh?
What is it, like 50,000?
That's like 50,000, something like that.
Now,
yeah, that's like 50,000.
Now
that's
Tank
like
was
50,000.
on.
And guess what? That. Let me say this though. Let me say this real quick.
Sorry.
Guess what? That's a fight. That's a fight that could be made just for the people. Just for the people. Even if Tank didn't have a title, when I move up to 35, I don't have to have a title. We can fight. Just for the people, they want to see that. Who wouldn't want to see that fight?
Damn, man, you sound like a true champ right there, saying there ain't got to be no belt on the line.
Come on, man. Come on, man. It don't got to be. I'm trying to see whoever. I'm a real dog. I'm a real man. Half of these dudes, man, they hide their suckiness behind a little bit of ability that they do have. I'm one of the ones that can peep it.
Let me ask you, though, when Charlemagne the God on the Breakfast Club asked Gervonta Davis about a fight with he and Tevin Farmer, he said, we can't do that in the city because, it would cause a lot of fights. Does a fight with you and him cause fights in the arena because it's Baltimore and Maryland? I mean, Baltimore and Washington?
I mean, fights is liable to break out anywhere. Just because of the environment. I mean, when you got two people competing and they got, people that supporting them, just the emotions and stuff can get up. That can break out in any fight. That can happen in any fight. It doesn't necessarily have to be a me and Gervonta St. Davis because it's Baltimore and Maryland. That can happen in any fight.
So,
but I mean, clearly you see what happened with the Darrell situation. I mean, emotions get up and build up, and it's just what happens. But, I mean, I think everything should take place in the ring. Everything should take place in the ring, man. Let the fighters do what they do, and may the best man win. And whatever it is, you got to deal with it and hold your head high at the end of the day. We men. You got to conduct yourself as such.
do you think it would be a mistake if, like, the Barclays Center came through and just hit y'all with the site fee, forced y'all to go to the Barclays? Does that fight need to happen in that area, where somewhere in the middle between both of you?
Once again, I don't like being told what to do anyway. So nah. I don't like people dictating how I'm going to move or none of that anyway. I mean, me and Tank, at the end of the day, is about the fighters. Me, and if it was me and Gervonta, it would be up to me and Gervonta. They can't. It's about the fighters. I can't control all that. They want to see the fighters fight. I don't want to fight there. If that's the issue, if we can make it, we can quickly eliminate the issue. That's not an issue. We don't have to do business with them. We can do business elsewhere. We can take our business elsewhere. If all of the NBA players right now, everybody plays, everybody tunes in to watch the NBA players. But if all the NBA players say, you know what, we're going to let our contracts die out and damn that, we're going to just go and invest our money and put our money over here in this network and we're going to just play over there. People still going to tune in to watch because they want to see the players play. They don't want to see the people behind the scenes.
Right about that. Next one is from Rue in the 504. He says, Nyambayar may prove to be a tough test. Have you changed anything in this camp to prep for this guy?
I already stated that I feel as though he's a very, very suitable opponent. You know, I think he's definitely decent. He's an Olympian. He's a medalist in the Olympics and etc. You got to pay respect for that. You know, do I change anything different in camp? Of course, we change things different in camp. You know, whenever we compete, we train according to whoever we're competing against. You know, train the same way with everybody. We train differently. So yeah, we did things differently.
Cool. I just want to follow up. I forgot. Nyambayar has that IBO. Are you going to fight for it, or you're not interested in it?
Well, it is the IBO, but no disrespect to the IBO, but it's not a real big recognized sanctioning body. The major sanctioning bodies, the WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO. Them the major titles. I think Roy Jones had that title a long time ago. But no, it's not a unification match.
Cool. Rockmont Ingram says, if you're not getting the big fights you want, why not sign with someone else? But you already answered that. You said if you after this fight you don't get the Leo, you're going to be breaking the internet with your next move. Killer in Sweden says, salute, Gary. I'm a big fan. You've shared the ring with Lomachenko, so I would like to know what you think about the matchup between him and Teofimo Lopez. How do you see that playing out? Best of luck with your career going forward, champ.
Well, to be honest with you, I shared the ring with Lomachenko as a dehydrated version of Mr. Gary Russell Jr. that took him to a split decision fight that had a knockdown in the fight that wasn't ruled a knockdown. And really nobody knew who Lomachenko was until he fought Mr. Gary Russell Jr. Just to put that out there. Because he lost to Salido before that. I don't know. I like Gordo. I know Gordo. He was in the amateurs with my younger brother. I like him. He's hungry. I think he can box. He can punch a little bit. He can punch. And he looks hungry. I think he's ready. I think it'll be a good fight. I don't know who will win in that fight. I mean, I can't really pick anyone on that particular fight.
For sure. Canna, I believe in Cali, says, when your fighting days are done, where do you envision yourself? Will you stay involved in boxing, i.e., training, managing, commentating, advising? Best of wishes for your upcoming fight. Mr. Russell, are you on speakerphone
That
or
was a
something?
good question. Yeah, I am. I'm actually in the gym putting my workout clothes on while
no problem.
Because I told you my phone was about to die, so I had to throw it on the charger. But that was a good question. Honestly, after the sport of boxing, I do want to do something with the sport of boxing. I prefer to honestly deal with the amateurs. You'll catch me at an amateur fight before you catch me at a professional fight. I like the babies. I think that's where it's so pure. You know, it's fun. You know, it's not tainted by the politics and the bullshit behind it. You know, so I definitely do see myself still dealing with the sport of boxing. But more importantly, I want to spend time with my babies. Just lay back with my wife. You know what I'm saying? Chill with my family.
It's funny you say you want to be involved in the amateurs and that you feel like the politics don't get involved there. I speak to a lot of amateurs that be like, man, I'm turning pro because I'm always getting robbed in the amateurs, or I got robbed in the amateurs.
I mean, that comes with the territory, man. I mean, that shit builds character. You know, you got to learn how to deal with adversity and stuff like that. I got robbed a couple times in the amateurs. I lost my first amateur fight. You know, you got to learn to deal with adversity. Right? But you know, when you and I knocked him down.
Yeah,
that's right.
I'm a long time ago fan.
Hey, that's what's up. And I knocked him down, and I lost my first fight. Yeah, that was crazy, you know. But it teaches you how to deal with adversity. You know, a lot of people don't know how to deal with that. And I think that's something that you need in life to be able to properly be able to navigate your way through it.
For sure, man. Let's get to Info Joe in California says, "What's up, champ? What are your goals for 2020? Do you have any hidden talents outside of boxing? Could you spit a few bars for TBV? Peace." Info Joe loves some rap.
Hey, that's funny. You know, my little brother is. It's just funny because my brother that holds the mitts for me, he can actually rap. He can actually rap like for real, for real.
Okay.
Like for real rap. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't because he's my little brother. I don't like vouching for people. I don't like vouching for people, you know. So it ain't because he's just my little brother. He definitely can do it. So I might gotta get my little brother to do something for him.
Bet. So what about you? Any hidden talents?
Man, I'm a jack of all trades, man. I'm a hustler, man. I'm a jack of all trades. I like to do everything with my hands. I fix all my own stuff. If it need to be fixed, I can fix it myself. You know, we survivors, man. You know, man, genetically, we just like invented everything. So
all right.
I've been trying to work on my Spanish. I've been trying to work on my Spanish.
Let me see where you at. I happen to be bilingual.
A little bit. I
got you on the spot.
Yo quiero.
Okay.
Now listen. Yo quiero agradarte a todos mis fans por el apoyo.
Okay. You want to thank all your...
That was right. It could be a little...
It was a little choppy,
go ahead.
It was a little choppy, but basically say you want to thank all your fans for the support.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, just you know what I'm saying? Sounds slight.
That's what's up. All right. Next one is from Super Blue. Says, who are some of up-and-coming prospects in D.C. area that we should look out for aside from Jalil Hackett?
I'm not really sure.
What, Mister?
I'm not really sure right now. We got some. We got some.
Mister, I stay in the amateurs. How you stay in the amateurs and you don't know the prospects?
Listen. When you say, first of all, don't try to play with me. Don't try to play with me. But when you say, you know what I'm saying, Jalil's about to turn pro. He's about to turn pro. Now, when I look at the amateurs, I'm looking at from the ages like maybe 8 to 12 years old. Like I'm dealing with the babies. I like the baby. You know what I'm saying? I like the babies. That's where everything is raw and natural. I got a 4-year-old in here, right? Well, he's not here right now, and he's gonna be a monster. You got some youngins that's from the area. They young. You know what I'm saying? So I can't give you that right offhand.
All right. Mr. CYP in California says, who are your top 5 fastest fighters of all time? I have Khan, Ali, Roy Jones, Leonard, and you at number 1.
He said he had who?
He says he has Khan, Ali, Roy Jones Jr., Sugar Ray Leonard, and you at number 1.
Can I put myself in this equation?
Well, he put you at number 1, but he wants to know who's your top 5 fastest of all time. That's just his list.
Oh. Okay. I got to put Mildred Taylor. I like Mildred Taylor because he would throw a 5, 6, 7 punch combination. I don't care who you put in there in front of him. He going to throw it, and he going to land it. Mildred Taylor. And I'll put Roy in there. Mildred Taylor, Roy. I got to put Ray in there. Got to put Sugar Ray in there. I need a heavyweight though. I need a heavyweight, man. Mm, I wouldn't say he was fast. He was just quicker than all of them. I was about to say Chris Bird.
Bro, we just
I put Chris Bird there.
We just had a big Chris Bird argument.
Do you think he's a legend? Do you think Chris Bird is a legend?
Yeah, is Chris Bird a legend?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, he should be. He should be. He should be.
Why you think he don't get that credit?
I feel as though he definitely should be. I mean, he might not. I mean, sometimes you don't have the complexion to get what you want sometimes, and sometimes you're just not in the right position to get what you want. You know, the people around you just can't push it the way that you want to. But I honestly feel as though that he should be. You know, Chris Bird was, 165? He was 165 and went up to heavyweight? That's a dramatic jump in weight. Went up to heavyweight, wasn't a real heavyweight, and did his thing with them, man. Made him look bad. He embarrassed heavyweights. When he fought people didn't want to fight Chris Bird because he was embarrassing people. He was embarrassed. You can hit hard. He was the epitome of intellect over athleticism when it came to certain stuff as a heavyweight. You know, he had his little flaws, but he fought a lot of big, strong guys that was naturally bigger than him, naturally hit harder than him, naturally stronger than him, and he stood right there in the pocket, made them miss, and made them pay. He knew he couldn't really hurt them the way he wanted to because he didn't have the power that they had, but he can take a toll on him after a while. He would sit right there in the pocket and chop it down. I think Chris Bird should be in running as a legend.
Do you think AJ's a legend? Or gonna be a legend, rather?
Please let him know, Mr. Russell. Please let him know.
Anthony Joshua?
Exactly.
You talking about Anthony Joshua?
Exactly.
Yo, why you say?
Thank you, Mr. Russell. Thank you.
Why you say it like that?
Bro, only one current fighter is a current legend.
Listen, I think
Manny Pacquiao.
Listen, I think if he is a legend, he'll be a legend from where he's from. He'll be a legend in his over there. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case. But I couldn't say that though. I couldn't say he was a legend. Nah.
Terrell Harris already asked the question
He
that we
said,
talked
please
about.
let him know, Mr. Russell.
Man, bro,
He said, please let him know.
About this one. They made me seem like I was crazy last night going against this. Like I'm the only one on the panel going against this, saying AJ is a current legend, and I'm feeling like, damn, am I missing something?
No, I said he gonna be.
Man.
Mr. Russell, you can't think of another heavyweight that's done what he's done. First of all, if we talk fights, no one's unified the division that quick in 28 fights. Then we talk about butts and seats. No one puts the amount of seats and butts.
Okay,
Purses.
if you trying to just look at accolades and stuff like that, I mean, times change. You know, you got these guys fighting for titles in 12 fights now. You know, and stuff like that. But they already got all the experience. They just doing a different method at it. And, you know, the times have changed. I think he came up at the perfect time when he fought a lot of people that was on their way out, and he took advantage of it, which he should, but I still wouldn't consider him a legend.
Bet. So we got Brandon Maurice says, how do you plan on handling the height and speed of King Tug? I've seen the kid fight. He ain't gonna be easy work.
I mean, I work with tall guys. I seen him fight too. I never really focused on my opponent.
Good, sir. How you doing, man?
Good, man. And once again, I never really focused on my opponent. I prepared myself to the best of my ability. I think my elusiveness, my hand speed, my punch selection, and my ring generalship will be able to dictate the fight, though.
Last one. I know you're in the gym and got to work out. Christian the Magician from New York says Rashidi Speedy Ellis said on a video by Ellie Setback that he has faster hands than you. Do you think you're still faster than him?
I don't know who that is. I'm not. Nah, don't laugh. Cause look, I'm not trying to be disrespectful because I honestly don't know who that is. Rashidi Speedy Ellis. I don't know who that is. I mean, maybe if I had some visual aid, I probably know who the individual is. But
his
just
brother's
the name don't ring a bell.
He got a brother named Ronald Ellis, fight at 160. He just beat Emmanuel Aleem from I believe Aleem is from somewhere in the DMV, I think.
But that was a stupid question anyway. I ain't no way in hell I feel like somebody else better than me.
No, he ain't say better. He said faster.
Nah, yeah, he said faster. I mean, I consider that better.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, Mr. Russell, man, we know you got to train. We want to thank you, obviously, for coming on the show, taking so much time to talk to us and answer the people's questions as well, man. But get the training, get this big win, and man, we hope for a fantastic 2020 for you.
And don't forget, we want that monster, man.
Thank you, man.
We want that monster.
Yeah. We do want the monster.
Hey, man, I'm hip, man. Everybody been asking for him to come out, man. You know what I'm saying? I normally keep him in hiding until somebody come across my cave. You know what I'm saying? I get him in his ring. But, you know what I'm saying? I might have to bring him out. And to the fans, man, I genuinely appreciate y'all, man, the people that genuinely support me and love me and like the work that I do, man. Thank you so much. I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? I draw my energy from y'all, man. I get good energy. I'm a vibration person. So I pull my energy from that, man. So thank you so much for the support. And I'm going to keep pushing for y'all.
Appreciate your time once again, Mr. Russell, and enjoy your night. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Gary Russell Jr., WBC champion at 126 pounds. Going to be fighting February 6th with King Tug Nyambayar. They're going to be fighting. It's not going to be a unification, but King Tug will be bringing in his IBO in the ring. And obviously, we'll see what takes place. I want to thank, obviously, Gary Russell and the team for coming on the show. I want to thank everybody that tuned in and hit that thumbs up button. We appreciate it. You know that helps with the visibility of the show. We truly need that now, especially that main channel's on lockdown. But yeah, man, Mike, what you think?
Great interview, man. Like the energy, man. Like the I just like the mindset, you know what I'm saying? Like we see he let it be known like why he only fight once a year. Like if he's not fighting his mandatories or he can't get a unification, he just doesn't deem it, you know what I'm saying, worthy of his time. And sometimes we get on fighters as fans for fighting cupcakes, you know what I'm saying? This guy is not willing to do it, and we still get on him. So damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah, buddy, man. Good interview, man. Good interview. I like everything he was saying. Let's go out to. We're gonna open up.
Sponsor.
That's right. We're gonna open up the phone lines. You know the number to call in: 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. We're going, and we're going to do 1 minute, all right? So have your things in order. 1 minute. We're going to...
ThaBoxingvoice.com. You need that fear.
That ain't it. What are we doing over here?
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Speaking of 5 stars, damn, there's like 28 new reviews we got to read, bro. We're going to need to do a whole show for this shit.
Wow, that's great.
I know, amazing.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
All right, going out to N.O. in the New Orleans Mastermind. Talk to me.
What's going on, you heard me?
Oh, see what I'm talking about, Ness? Real recognize real, dog. I told you, like, dude, that dude a killer, dog. See Russell who killer out here. You did. We gotta stop. We gotta stop, like, you know what I'm saying? Coming sideways, dog. He laid it all out on the table for you, Ness. That's everything that you wanted to hear out of fighter, man. That man said he a pit bull in one interview. He said he gonna grab one of these little dudes and he gonna shake him. And then after they start moving, he gonna shake him again. You understand? That's how we coming, man. Man, one of them dudes gotta sign that contract, dog. Somebody gotta sign that contract and make it happen. Then he told if they don't mess with that, he gonna go holler at Tevin Farmer. Just cause he said something. Man, Mike, what's happening, Mike, dog? Come on, man. I know you was feeling that shit.
Hey, man, I was feeling that shit. See, I just want to stop at 1:30 because he said something. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, like, I don't even want to pass through that, but dude said something, so I'm going to go holler at him. You dig? And then I'm going to shoot the 135 and open up camp. I'm going to set up shop right there at 135. I don't want to hog up the time, though, man. But, yeah, say, Russell, man, come back on the show, man. You dig? Keep that, man. Keep that monster out there and keep this shit pumping, man. This boxing, man.
And no, man. Thanks for calling in.
Absolutely.
Let me see. Just checking if we got any super chats. We got Matt Valentine. That's a new Matt. Would Gary move up to 135 for Tank now? Well, he definitely answered that, buddy. You were in luck. CYP, Boomerang.
What up, CYP?
Yo. What up, man? See, y'all don't know that Gary Russell's one of my top 5 active fighters. He's been one of my top 5 for probably about 6-7 years, as a matter of fact. I been rocking with that dude, and I put that poll up on my Facebook about a year ago about who was the fastest, and I had him number 1. So there ain't no ass kissing on me. That's just the way I think. And I see he only took out 2, so he agrees with me. Another one, man, I think it was funny, the legend thing. I said, you ain't gonna find a boxer boxing that's gonna say AJ's a goddamn legend. I don't even know why you even did that.
Why not? Listen, you got to think about the reverse psychology, bro. If every day I'm on here bashing AJ, I look like a hater. If fighters are telling the fans what I've been saying, I look smarter.
Y'all need to stop being so sensitive. Just because you say somebody's not a legend, it don't mean you're not bashing. Like, stop it. You ain't got to be the greatest of all time for people to give you props. You ain't got to be a legend for people to give you props. AJ's a rich, successful, very, very elite boxer. What is wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Nothing at all. Stick around, Boomerang. Remember, get your thoughts in order. We're doing 1 minute. We got Boomerang J-Mac.
What up, J-Mac?
Yeah, what up? That was a great interview. Shout out to CYP for the ass kissing on Gary Russell. Shout out to Stone Bone with the true champ. Y'all see his updated profile. But I like Gary. It was sad that he took that loss. I do think he's still holding on to that excuse with the hydration, but I still like the way he always move. I like the way he talk. He just gotta get in the ring. I ain't got too much to say. I do like how his confidence is and what he's saying for his moving around, stopping at 130 for Tevin Farmer. Moving up possible 135 to move up there, and he sounds like a guy who really want to fight. It's too sad we can't say the same for a lot of these fighters out here because they're not talking like he talking. That's my call.
All right, we got Killer Ringer.
What up, Killer? I heard your whole mood change on Gary Russell.
Yo, guys. I mean, I like Gary, but I'm hot right now. I'm really hot. You know, let's get the positive thing he said first out of the way. I do agree. AJ is definitely not a legend. He's a box office star. He's not a legend, though. Not at all. He's a box office star. I mean, the thing he said about Floyd. Trying to say that fighters get overpaid. He was speaking about fighters that are not putting in the work but are getting overpaid without putting in the work. And he's right about that. You know, we have plenty of examples of that. You know, but I mean, a 15-year-old Floyd would have beat your ass, though, Gary. I mean, even at 15, he would have beat your ass. And you lost to someone who's 1-1. And I mean, hydration and blah blah blah. He almost stopped you in the 12th round, and he beat your ass. And I don't even like Lomachenko, you know, but he did.
Cut it. All right, remember, get the minutes in order. We going to Steve on the ringer.
Emotion.
Yeah, great interviews, guys. The thing I got, it seems like he really, really wants to avenge his loss, and I can respect him for that. I got a lot of respect for him in saying that, you know, hey, what can he do? The mandatory is his best opponent. Since the champions don't want to fight him, I can respect that. I give a lot of respect out to him. And what got me the best is if he moves up to 135, he's doing that to chase Loma. He wants to avenge the loss. But wouldn't that division just be on fire if he goes to 135?
Hell yeah.
That would be the hottest division in the whole sport, possibly. So, yeah, I enjoyed that energy. I really like what he said. I can respect him to 100%. 100% I can respect that, man. And that's all I got.
Steve, thanks for calling in. We got Troy Boomerang.
What up, Troy?
And I didn't agree with everything Gary said when he was talking about Chris Bird and Anthony. No one could tell you what legendary thing Chris Bird done. I was alive in his career. I watched it. No one can tell you what legendary thing he done. Anthony's not a legend either. He's on his way to being legendary. He has a few more things he needs to accomplish. But there's no living legend alive in boxing except Pacquiao. So you all can stop the legend talk because there's no other legend alive. Some fighters that are building towards some things, but there are no legends in boxing anymore. Everybody's about money. Money don't make you legendary unless you Floyd Mayweather. Because no one could tell me any boxing record he broke either. Everything that surrounds him that makes him who he is, this is Floyd now, has to do with money. Yes, he fought some very good champions, but the things that made him a superstar had to do with his pay-per-view. Not how he fought and how he won.
Real New Mexico.
Hell, real.
Yo, first I gotta laugh because you asked Gary Russell if Anthony Joshua was a legend. He laughed at that shit.
Exactly.
But it was great.
I just wanted to make a point.
I asked him that,
Mike.
I asked him that. You ain't asked him that. I asked him that.
Come on, bro. I was asking him, and then you jumped in like you always do.
Bruh, you ain't asked him about AJ.
All right, rewind it.
All right, but real quick, yeah, because we was talking about it before. You said AJ was a legend and shit, but he laughed. Anyway, so off the interview, what I got is that all the top fighters at 135, they want big paydays, but the promotion companies don't want to blemish the records. I'm thinking, shit, if everybody come together and start fighting, these promotion companies can work shit out, then they still gonna make money regardless if they fight or lose or win, because everybody wants to see these fights. They're not gonna stop watching a fighter if you lose. Also, I want to say that I want to change my name on Patreon. I want to change it from Terrell Harris to Terrell. Can you do that for me? I tried to do it. I don't know if you can do that shit, but I wanted that done.
There's no way for me to change it. You got to do that. You signed up.
All right, I figure it out. And then on Border Wars, I go to the website. I went to the link to go sign up for it, and I go to RSVP. And the only thing that's available when it's available is general admission. It don't let me sign up as a fighter.
Yeah, that's all you need because it's a step at a time. You know, you sign up for, at that first fee, then we got to find you that fight. So, but what weight are you?
I'm going to be a heavyweight.
Woo! How big are you?
Right now I'm walking around at 210.
And your height?
6'2".
We got, who's available?
I'll fight anybody too.
We might have somebody. We might have somebody for you available. This one, but maybe not because the heavyweights that signed up, everybody's fighting right now. The only one available is Bishop, but he took a new job too, so or another job, so I don't know. But I mean, sign up, hit me up on Instagram before you sign up. All right.
All right. Can I hit you up on Facebook? I ain't got the Instagram up right now.
Man, I hate Facebook, man. All right, hit me up on Facebook. You got. I hate Facebook, man. Facebook sucks. They let you get spam and fucking videos that you know that it's like spam. Fucking hate Facebook.
That's how I go, man.
JTNO.
What up, JT?
To do, man. Good interview. I don't really got too much on the topic. I just want to see him fight some good fights at that weight. And shout out to TBB.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. We got Majid in Florida.
My man in Ohio. What up, big dog?
Not much. Just want to tell everybody to like the video and good interview. I don't got much to say though. I know Russell put in that work. That's all I got.
All right, champ. Well, thanks for calling in. We got Stone Bone Boxing.
Hey, Stone Bone.
What up, man? Good work, man. Good job, Mike, too, man. Not being disrespectful, but just telling them, hey, man, you right there on the borderline, man. You might as well keep pushing, you know what I mean? So, good job on that, man. I like how you positioned your questions to make them realize, like, hey, you right there on the line. But I feel him though. He don't want to be a clown trying to jump in the ring and shit, man, and acting all dumb. But I mean, you can get close to it. I mean, you can like you see Bud on a all out onslaught now. Niggas is calling each other and shit. So this shit about to get real, man. Stay on your P's, Gary Russell. I want to see you at 135, man. I want you to get your rematch. Lomachenko, he'll be older. As far as fight-wise, y'all will be probably about the same age, but I think Gary got less miles on him because all those amateur fights for Lomachenko. So, going to get your rematch, man, and smoke Lomachenko at 135. Or fight Tevin Former at 130. That's a great fight. I'll catch y'all later.
Yo, so they called each other, Mike?
Yeah. Bud said he finna call him right now. And he called him, then he came back out and said, you know what? Earl Spence is a good dude. But we both agreed that we will fight. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You see? Nobody can tell me I ain't right, man. When you forced to fight, you forced to fight. Like, at least now they got a verbal agreement between each other. The same shit he said it was going to take to make Porter happen, where they sit down together. That's beautiful. And you know what's funny too, because remember when they first met, he said, yo, I called you. So Bud
Bud made sure he had his number this time.
Bud Ben called. He was like, hey, you ain't called. He said, man, I called you. He was like, that's you, that's me. He was like, store my number then. Store my number. Oh my God, I told you my energy changed 2020, boy. That boy, because he needed to talk. That's what he needed. He needed to start sounding like he wanted this shit, man. And that's good. Now they got a phone call. Man, I can't wait to see what's next. That's interesting. Yeah. Trey, what up?
What up, homie?
Just listening.
All right. Who is next there? Brandon, Cincinnati.
Mike, shout out to y'all for the interview. I like how y'all pressed him about, jumping in the ring. I mean, he tried to downplay it, but after a while, y'all convinced him, and he figured out that it makes sense. I like how he talking about Tevin and Gervonta and Leo, but real talk, man, he need to focus on what's in front of him. I've seen all King Tug fights. Dude is not no walkover. Motherfucking fight, man. This is not no guaranteed win for Gary. If he come in there looking ahead, he can lose this fight. This kid is young, hungry.
You think Claudio would be Kid Galahad?
I mean, shit. That's gonna be a tough fight, but yeah, I think I'm taking Claudio for that one. She a
Yeah,
little more
I like
active.
Claudio too, which is
She a
crazy.
little more active.
I don't really pick Dominicans, but I like Claudio. Cause you know why?
You know?
Even if he get wide, I don't think Galahad got the power to knock him out.
Yeah, exactly. And then Galahad can go on the defense real heavy sometimes, not let his hands go. Claudio gonna let him fly. But yeah, like I said, man, King Tug ain't no pushover. And I'm telling y'all, man, he young. He got a country behind him. If that fight close, they'll give him that strap because they know he's gonna be active and they can make some money off of him. So Gary better be, locked in and ready to fight because that's gonna be a good one. I think Showtime got it right with that one, but that's my call, man.
All right.
All right, but yeah, I was
Hella
wondering, man, 'cause
background
when I
noise,
first seen
boy.
that fight, I was like, damn, man, I'm leaning more towards Claudio than I'm leaning more toward Kid Galahad. And thanks for the reassurance, because right now Claudio like plus 240.
Wow. What the fuck? Where's the fight happening?
That's something I don't know. It might be in England.
That might be wild, bro.
Yeah.
That might be wild. I mean, and we should watch a fight, bro, because can Galahad outwork him? He ain't got no power, but do he throw more punches than Marrero? I think Marrero kind of, he's a counter puncher, but he's just wild to me. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But let's go back down to Florida.
El gran campeón puertorriqueño, Quito Trinidad.
You got any excuses tonight, Roy? Let's not ask questions like that. Let's touch gloves and go to work. Tonight, Roy. Let's go to work.
Yo, y'all hear me?
Yes,
what up,
sir.
What up? What's up, man? What's up, y'all? Good interview. Great interview, actually. Great interview. Man, I really like when fighters talk shit, man. For real. I don't know why. Like, just now, I became a bigger fan of Gary Russell. Like, he was talking that shit. He was saying what you want to hear. And I like that, man. Same thing like I said about Bud. He start, when he talks that shit, he's actually good at it. And I like to hear it, man. I'm a guy that shit draws me in to fighters and fights. You know what I'm saying? So, good interview from y'all, man. And Gary Russell definitely, gained a bigger fan than me, man, from that interview. I really like what he was saying and that. So, hopefully he hears that and he understands, man. We need more of that. That's what boxing needs, man, for real. But yeah, good interview, y'all. Thank you.
All right, Keem, thanks for calling in. I do want to just thank all the Patreons that just submitted their questions. You obviously make the interview that much better because it's different opinions, man. So, and not only that, it makes them feel good to hear that they got fans coming from everywhere. So, once again, just thank you guys for the support. Thank you for dropping that question. Going boomerangs down the line. I believe we got to everyone, so we're going double back. And we're starting with J Mackage. J Mac.
Yo, yeah, give it to Stonebone. Can you give it to Stonebone? He's about to tell you something, but you cut him off. I think I wanted everybody to hear it.
All right, Stonebone.
Oh, my bad, man. I wasn't ready. But, oh, yeah, man, that phone call was official, man. I shot the text, got the text back, said it wasn't short, but it wasn't long, but it was a real conversation. So we should be looking forward to he said he ain't stopping. I said, is the full court pressed over? And I got capital no. So he ain't stopping. They spoke, and he's still about to keep talking that shit. So y'all keep it tuned. And y'all support Gary Russell, man. I think he's gonna do great in this next fight. I want him to see. I would rather see Gary Russell versus Leo than fucking Tank versus Leo. They don't need to move this 126-pounder up to 35 and fight Tank at some catch weight of like 36 because Tank can't make 35. So let's get Russell versus Leo. That's what we need to get to pushing, man. Fuck this pay-per-view shit scam they trying to run on us. We already been getting scammed out of these bullshit fights. So now let's make these guys who in their division fight who they supposed to fight and stop running to a different division to avoid a guy. And I'll catch y'all on the next show.
All right. If you haven't done so, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is the backup, but you do want to get those notifications whenever we do go live. I did do Untitled, and I made it free on this channel, just to attract people, and you probably missed it. But it's there. You can catch it on the playback. Going out to Boomerang CYP.
Man, look. We was talking on the after show after. Give me my 2 minutes. We were talking on the after show after. Talking about who's the hater of the year. And it was unanimous that it was Troy. And Troy just pretty much labeled that and stamped that. There's only one person alive that's a living legend in boxing. One, as if Roy Jones and Sugar Ray Leonard and Floyd Mayweather and Bernard Hopkins are dead. As if Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson and Vitaly Klitschko are dead.
I think he misspoke though, CYP. I think he misspoke. I'm gonna give him the benefit.
No, he said, listen, he said it over and over again. He said it over and over again. Like, let him call back Boomerang and make it clear, and I'll let him go. He's tripping, man. Because if that man said that, that is the worst call in TVV of 2020. That's the worst of 2020. That dude is the biggest hater of all time. If he said exactly what he said and meant exactly what he said, get the fuck out of here. I mean, even as a black man, to sit there and say that Manny Pacquiao is the only living legend is disrespecting and shitting on boxers all over the place, all everywhere. And I hope you didn't say that. I hope you was mistaken, because if not, Troy, me and you gonna have real beef for 2020. I'm gonna come and get your ass every single day. I'm gonna stick the tack dogs on your motherfucking ass, because that's ridiculous, homie. Anyway, CYP out.
N.O. Boomerang.
I'm good. Ness, I gotta take care of something.
All right. Well, that is the show. I want to thank everybody for. Well, actually, CYP. Well, you asked for both minutes right there. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you, everyone that dropped the question. Catch us in the morning for some more boxing talk. Right here, Nesta Gibbs YouTube channel, until we get the keys to the kingdom back.
Follow me on IG at Gross1911 or on Twitter at Gross2312. You can follow me on YouTube, Mike on Sports. Catch me for an NBA live game check later on tonight. Peace out.
Peace.